Hello, everyone, and welcome to uh, the real reason why gas prices are so fucking high. See, for those who don't know, right, gas comes from petroleum, which is basically a bunch of carbon, um, that that gets burnt up in your car in power plants and all that to produce momentum from steam that gets translated into energy. Now, if you're wondering why there's a photo of a mountain of lipids in front of you, it's because fat cells are made of carbon. That's a famous thing that they are. And this guy, a 9,001 pound man, is clearly wasting a lot of that carbon. See, there's so much perfectly good carbon that is in this man that is taking up by this man's existence that when he finally passes away from a heart attack at 22, he will actually give back to society, and we will be able to have cheaper gas prices because the amount of oil we get from his 9,001 pound lard ass will be a good, chunk of what went missing, right? Um, and this is why, America is and Britain are ultimately to blame for a vast majority of the high oil prices you pay. See, the amount of fat people in Britain and America alone, they could it could fuel your cars for a whole fucking year, right? So every single one of these guys is like a year's worth of fossil fuels that they refuse to give up by not dying and making the world a better place. Now, obviously, that's a joke, right? But it's more it's more scientific based than anything about this fucking moron's fucking first grade English rant in Starfield, right? And for those who are wondering why I perpetually will call it the first grade English rant, is because first grade English is when you learn about this thing called pronouns, right? It's a very basic English concept that this guy is complaining about. In fact, it is so basic that to have a Brit complain about it is almost as offensive as having a Brit, talk about their taste in food dishes, right? You are literally saying you invented English and you don't like the most basic concepts of it. Well, learn a different language then, fat ass. If you don't like pronouns, learn a language like hieroglyphics, which didn't have them. Learn ancient Egyptian, motherfucker. Well, stop speaking English, borrow a language. You're English. You borrow things that other people made that are far better than you all the time. Borrow hieroglyphics. It would be much better and much more productive for you to do that than sit on your ass all day and be 9,001 pounds of carbon that we could be using in our cars. But because you exist to this day, we have to pay higher gas prices. like now, in all seriousness, right? This is obviously a joke on how fucking dog shit these guys' arguments are, right? You could do this with anything, right? The only thing is they do it with like 1,000 fucking channels, right? I could use an AI like bot to do this 1,000 times, like 9,001 times, on 9,001 different channels, and it would be just as effective, if not more so, than their grift. Because that's all this is. It's 9,001 morbidly obese retards repeating the same 9,001 talking points in 9,001 daily videos that they all have on their 9,001 alt channels. Let's not pretend that's what this is. That isn't what this is. Objectively, that's all this is. It's just repeating the same lies over and over and over again, never once relenting, even though you know it's a lie, because anyone who actually has the facts will have to debunk all these channels at once. Because someone will pretend, oh, someone else has something relevant to say, even though they all say the same thing. And that's kind of the thing. Why would I care about this fucking fat piece of shit? He doesn't give me anything of value. Like, he's not entertaining. He's morbidly obese, so he's not a pretty sight to look at. He doesn't have any good opinions. His intelligence is very sub-Haitian, right? Like, what value does this fucking retard bring? Nothing. What value does he bring if he doesn't exist anymore? Well, I have cheaper gas prices. You know, I don't usually like to start a crusade against people, but, gas prices are a little high. You see, like, I could scientifically start a genocide against anti-woke YouTubers by saying, let's kill all fat people, and then 99% of anti-woke YouTubers would cease to exist, and the 1% left would have, like, they would have to go back to making good content, because the only way this works is with all the fat people that are on the side, too, doing the exact same thing as they do. And most woke people would not die, and that's the funny thing about this, right? It would be mostly anti-woke people or people who have no internet presence at all. And because of that, I can say with beyond a shadow of a doubt that this guy's just a fat piece of shit who does nothing productive for society. And he's the reason our gas prices are so fucking high. If he would just die, our gas prices would instantly drop like 2 cents, just him. Now, if we killed all fat people, we might even be able to get free gas for a bit, All right, we need to eradicate all lipids from this earth. Anyone who is a mountain of lipids must be eradicated. We must quench our fat cells and restore carbon to the rightful places it deserves in this earth. Start doing my fucking shit. I have a lot of fucking things that I want to do for comedy, and I gotta be way edgier than I am though. It's okay. Eventually, I'll get off my fucking ass and start doing that. Anyway, see ya.